Carol, kia ora.
Kia ora.
You were just saying you grew up in the Hutt Valley, yeah?
That was just my teenage years. How I got there was my parents were Salvation Army officers, and I, as a child, I shifted all around the country. Every 2 years we shifted. But I ended up spending my transitional years from childhood to adulthood in Lower Hutt and Wellington. So I'm familiar with the city that I'm in at the moment, somewhat familiar. And it was there then that we had the Vietnam War, the beginning of the Whole Racist Tours, and the Peace Squadron, the peace movement and the Peace Squadron. And it was really the Peace Squadron that I got politically active. But you have to remember the family background is evangelizing for God, and that we've got this concept that the Salvation Army has, as many churches have, a concept that the world is a bad and evil place and needs salvation. And so it's sort of, I think that I've been drawn and fit comfortably in an activist community because of this family background. Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in a little town south of Dunedin called Milton.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I
Cool.
have no memory of it.
Right.
I think we went from there to Riverton, and then Greymouth, Masterton, Dunedin North, Te Araha, Avondale, Lower Hutt, Wanganui, and it was back to Lower Hutt when I started nursing training that I left the family. Yeah, but they carried on. They went to, I think, Dunedin, South, and then my father had a more administrative role, and then they went to Te Araroa on the
Ooh.
east coast. Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
that's a switch.
yeah, yeah.
Were your parents political?
No, they were religious.
Religious, right.
Yeah, with a political awareness, so that there was always deep concern that voting would go in a way that was good for the work of God. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do you consider yourself religious still?
No, not at all.
Right.
I find, for me, the Salvation Army is a prison. Yeah, it's a strong language, I know, but very constrained. This is how you shall be. This is how you will live, on pain of going to hell. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty strong. And it's like when I gave that up, Lloyd Gearing was doing a lot of his work around questioning the existence of God as the father figure in heaven, in the sky, watching over, you can count every hair on your head and all this sort of stuff. And that influenced me a lot. And so, yeah, no, if I'm anything, I'm probably a humanist, maybe a Wiccan overlay, yeah. But mostly, I just, a good and fair life for everybody. So climate justice just says it. We need an environment that works for us all, and we need an economic system that is fair for everybody and doesn't have all the wealth funneling to the top.
What was it, you think, that got you moving from involved politically from a religious point, moving then to a political point, or how did the religion lead? I don't want to. I don't want to.
No, I don't think the religion led.
Didn't? Okay.
No, I think it was. I stopped the religion, and
Yeah.
then I started looking at the whole world, and it was very exciting to be able to go, wow, the whole world,
Right.
and I still have that joy in me. I can look at everything in the world and do my own critical analysis on it. I'm not told, don't look at that, look at this from this perspective. It's the world is there for me to look at. Of course, not just individually, with others, so in relationship with others, and we talk it through and come to our ideas of how we can live well and contribute well to our communities as society.
So how was it for you when you first started getting into political actions with your family?
For my family,
Yeah.
they were bewildered.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they didn't like it. For me, it was exhilarating. And one of the big influences I had was in the Peace Squadron. And at this stage, I'm going through a very anti-religion.
Mm-hmm.
And the head of the Peace Squadron is the Reverend Dr. George Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sit in the meetings and listen to him saying all this incredibly wonderful, radical stuff about, not just, it's wrong that we have nuclear weapons that can blow the world up 17 times over. It's sort of like, Lord help us that we've got that. But he's talking about why and how we've got this massive inequality and how justice is wrong and it's all part of it. And I'm sitting there glued to his every word as this young woman in my late 20s. And I suddenly go, but you're a minister, yeah? And so he had a deep impact on me in that way. He's actually still alive.
I know.
In his 90s. Yeah.
He's my great uncle.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
My mother's uncle or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
but tell me, how did you first get involved in the first political stuff that led to you being involved in the Peace Squadron before that? What was your first? What's your first memory of political action?
Probably the Vietnam War that I
Right.
mentioned,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just attending rallies, being invited by friends to attend rallies, and listening to stuff that was mind blowing, and not getting to the stage of going, I must be out on the street marching for this, but going to the rallies and starting to really question. Things weren't good in life. And then at this stage, this is in the hippie era, I'm a sea gypsy, yeah? So a mobile home, but we've got a boat.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when the Peace Squadron starts and we've got a boat, and of course, that's something I forgot. My husband, we married young, I was just 19, and we had then a system of young men being called into military training, determined
Conscription.
by their birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you'd listen to the list of birth dates. He was called up